In many of my videos, I've never been shy to express my distaste and the lack of financial education in this world. And I mean a formal financial education in that sense. Yes, I know you can go on YouTube and watch videos like this in order to get a sense of what a financial education is, but in the concept of institutionalizing personal finance and teaching it in a school system, there has not been a big push or even a lot of support from the higher ups in the school system as far as implementing a formal financial education. And I want to say that if you can teach algebra, if you can teach geography, and if you can teach history, then you should be teaching personal finance. But since the days of having a personal finance curriculum implemented into a school system seems to be very far away, in this video I'm going to talk about the best alternative to that. This video is going to go over and break down a platform that not only provides you with a formal financial education, but also provides you with a way to invest money and a way to earn money. And it's all wrapped up into one app. And as many of you know, I like to try to put you onto the wave of revolutionary apps early on so that you're able to get in early and behind the scenes in a sense so you can be a part of something big. So if we haven't met already, my name is Anthony. I like to make videos about personal finance, and the platform that I'm going to be covering in this video is Compound Wealth, and I want to quickly thank them for sponsoring this video. And before we dive right into what all the app has to offer, because it is a lot, I want to briefly mention the mission statement of the company, because this is probably the reason why I'm so fired up about this company and why I was so eager to work with them. And the mission behind the Compound Wealth platform is that it's designed to help diverse economic communities achieve social justice. There is an extreme wealth gap in diverse communities in the United States. And one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about personal finance is that I want to decrease that wealth gap for myself and also help others decrease that wealth gap for themselves as well. And this wealth gap is all because of financial education. The wealthier families in this nation don't always come from a large line of money, but what they do tend to do is teach their kids how to invest their money early on so that it has the longest time to grow. And learning how to invest and how to manage personal finances early is literally the difference between being a millionaire later in life or still being stuck in a rat race. And when we do see people talking about financial education, it's not always from someone who we can relate directly with. So this platform aims to revolutionize both of those areas. It plans to give you a complete financial education, a place to invest your money, and a way to learn from individuals who you can relate more with. So to me, the main idea behind a financial education is not just learning about how to invest in the stock market. Although learning how to invest is a very good thing, that's typically not the whole story, and that's definitely not what you should focus on in the very beginning. I am more to believe that you should focus on getting your personal finances in order by learning how to budget, learning what debts to incur if any and what debts to avoid, learning how much of an emergency fund you should have stashed away for any given event, and overall learning how to set yourself up with the best financial foundation as possible. And this is really why I believe that Compound Wealth sets itself apart from its competitors from a value add to the customer standpoint. You see, you have apps out there that can help you monitor your personal finances. You even have some apps that can even make recommendations for your personal finances. However, this is truly the only platform that I've seen that can teach you about personal finance, how to build wealth, while you use that same app to build wealth at the same time. It seems like it's going to be the go-to product for your personal finance needs. And obviously, you don't need to be a financial expert to use the app. They have a great way of splitting up the financial education similar to what you see in a school system. And they do this by splitting up the major financial steps in your life into lessons in the app that you can take to get a full formal financial education from anywhere in the world from your phone. So let's do a quick overview of the lessons so you can see exactly what's included before you sign up to Compound Wealth. In lesson 1 in the lessons offered by Compound Wealth, is all about your starting point. It's all about learning where you are today to know how far you have to go to get to your goal of financial freedom. This lesson revolves around learning how to make a budget, learning how to improve your credit score, learning the steps necessary to refinance high interest debt. I like to think of this lesson as stopping the bleeding or stopping at a pit stop in order to get directions to know where to go in life. This may be the most important lesson because the earlier you can stop that bleeding, the earlier you can find out how deep you are in the rat race, the earlier you will be able to get out of it. But then the second lesson goes into learning about personal capital and why exactly it is important. It teaches you about the difference between debt and equity, and it starts to briefly talk about the value of investing in yourself and how investing in yourself or in your own personal assets like intellectual property will be one of the longest lasting and most profitable investment decisions that you can make in your life. It then goes on to talk about the pros and cons of taking on debt and how some debt is good debt and some debt is bad debt. If you've been following personal finance for a while, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But to someone who is brand new to investing, this could all be a foreign language. However, once you go through this lesson, you then move on to lesson 3, which talks more about how budgeting is the foundation to financial success. And this lesson goes over how you can efficiently track your expenses and how you can set up a budget as simple or as complex as you would like so that you know where every dollar is going and every dollar has a job for you. It then talks about different budgeting rules like the 50-30-20 rule or the 70-20-10 rule and different ways that you can implement both budgets into your life. But moving on to lesson 4, this lesson is going to be all about your credit score. This This lesson is going to be all about how to improve your credit score, how to find out what it is today, and the steps necessary to get it to where you need it to be in the future. Then we move on to lesson 5, which is all about understanding your expenses. And this lesson is important because in order to achieve financial freedom sooner, you have to trim back the fat from your lifestyle and get rid of some of that unnecessary spending. And this goes a little bit back to budgeting, but it really is all about understanding your expenses and understanding what's a necessity and what's a want, because sometimes those two things can get a little convoluted. And then moving on to lesson 6, we finally get to investing. We learn about what a stock is, how it works, and the different returns that you can get from the stock market. And the reason why I like this so far at the end of the course is because a lot of people go directly into stock market investing. They don't learn about the first 5 lessons, and that puts them at a severe risk to receive hardship financially if everything doesn't work out. So learning about stocks this late in the course is logical, because that is exactly when you should be learning about it. Once you do have your budget created, once you do know what your credit score is, once you do know how to reduce your expenses, only then should you be thinking about moving your money over into the stock market. And then we move on to lesson 7, which is all about investment expectations, how not to be a sheep in the stock market, how not to ride hype trains in the hopes of getting rich quick and the hopes of making a lot of money very quickly. The idea behind the Compound Wealth app is that it teaches you to do a sort of Warren Buffett style investing, how to get rich slowly but consistently, and it teaches you how to put your money to work for you. But as I said earlier, while you're doing all of these steps, while you're learning about personal finance, credit, budgeting, and all of this, just for using the Compound Wealth platform, they are planning to share some of their profits as a company to you as a consumer of the app. If you look at their free guide that they send you when you sign up to the website, you can see on there that they plan to give back 10% of their profits to the people who are using the app. And I don't know of a better way to learn about personal finance than being able to make money while you're learning about personal finance. However, this may not even be the best feature of the Compound Wealth platform, because yes, there is more. Other than a free financial course, you also get the ability to follow featured professional speakers in the financial industry and also me. This would allow you to get expert financial advice in a real-time market. So you're not just going to be looking at old news and old information. It is going to be updated constantly. And also, along with the course, along with the financial speakers, you are then presented with an opportunity to open an investment account with the Compound Wealth platform, where the money that I said Compound will pay you for using the app earlier will be put directly into to allow it to grow for your financial future. And I think with all of that combined, for me, how could you not give an app that has so much and offer at least a try? Especially if you're interested in personal finance. But if you're not interested in personal finance, this will be a great opportunity for you to get educated on the topic while earning money for your financial future at the same time. Now, as of right now, the app isn't fully out yet. It's only available on the Google Play Store, but it does have plans to come to iOS very soon. And I think that this is cool because it allows you to get in early on a movement that has a ton, and I mean an absolute ton of potential. But with all that being said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, don't forget to tap that like button for your boy, as it only takes a second and it would make me pretty happy. However, I do hope each and every one of you have a very great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.